One sentence. That's all it took for a homeowner in Florida to lose $43,000 on their home sale. And the truth is, I've seen this exact mistake happen again and again over the past 15 years. Sellers sit down with their real estate agent, feeling relaxed, feeling honest, and they say something they should never reveal. And the moment those words leave their mouth, the negotiation shifts, and they lose money. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 8 things you should never tell your real estate agent. These mistakes cost homeowners serious money, especially here in the US, where every dollar matters. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. I'm not in a hurry to sell. I get it. You don't want to seem desperate. You think telling your agent you're not in a rush gives you leverage. Wrong. Here's what actually happens. Your agent mentally moves you to the bottom of their priority list. They've got 10 listings. 5 sellers are motivated and ready. You just told them you're testing the market. You're not serious. So they stop prioritizing your marketing. Those professional photos? Maybe they'll use a cheaper photographer. Drone footage? Probably not necessary. Social media advertising? Well, you're not in a hurry, so why spend the money? But it gets worse. If that information leaks to buyers, they'll wait you out. They'll watch your listing sit for weeks, then swoop in with a lowball offer when you finally drop the price. A homeowner in Texas told her agent she was just curious about market value. 6 months later, the house still hadn't sold. When she switched agents, the new one said it had been overpriced from day one because the first agent never prioritized it. Look, there's a difference between being desperate and being committed. Tell your agent, I'm committed to selling at the right price with the right strategy. That shows you're serious without showing weakness. Bottom line, never tell your agent you're not in a hurry. Be professional, be strategic, but make it clear you're there to do business. Mistake number 2, I think my house is worth this much. Here's a trap that catches everyone. Telling your agent up front what you think your house is worth. The moment you give an agent a number, you've poisoned the well. If your number is too low, an unethical agent will jump on it. They'll create a market analysis that magically supports your low number for a quick sale and fast commission. But if your number is too high, the agent buys the listing. They tell you exactly what you want to hear. You're thrilled. You sign a 6-month contract. Then reality hits. No offers, no showings. And slowly that agent starts the price reduction dance. By the time you finally sell, you're at the price you should have listed at from the beginning. But now you've wasted months. And here's the truth. The longer a house sits on the market, the lower the final sale price. One seller insisted their home was worth $800,000. The agent agreed. 9 months later, it sold for $690,000. That seller lost over $100,000. So here's what you do. Do your homework before the agent arrives. But when they show up, keep your mouth shut. Let them present their analysis first. Then have an informed discussion. A good agent will explain exactly where their numbers come from with recent sales, active listings, and market trends. Remember, your opinion on value doesn't matter. The buyer's opinion does. And a good agent helps you understand what buyers are actually willing to pay. Mistake number 3, you're the only agent I'm interviewing. This might be the most expensive mistake on this list. An agent walks into your home. Before they even sit down, you say, a friend referred you. I trust you already. You're the only one I'm talking to. You think you're being nice. What you've actually done is remove all competitive pressure. When an agent knows they're competing, they bring their A game, detailed marketing plan, research, pricing strategy. They want to impress you. But when you tell them they're the only one, that urgency disappears. Why prepare a killer presentation when they've already got the job? And you have no basis for comparison. How do you know if their marketing plan is good? If their price is accurate? If their commission is fair? You don't. One seller in Arizona hired the first agent she interviewed. 6 months later, the house still hadn't sold. A second agent spotted the problem immediately. Overpriced by $50,000 with virtually non-existent marketing. Here's the right approach. Always interview at least 3 agents. When you sit down, tell them, we're interviewing several agents this week and we'll decide by Friday. Professional, clear, and it keeps everyone sharp. Mistake number 4. What's your standard listing agreement length? This question sounds innocent, but you've just let the agent set the terms. Most will say 6 months. That's standard. Standard for who? For them, not for you. A listing agreement is a legal contract. Once you sign it, you're locked in. And if that agent isn't performing, you're stuck for 6 months. Here's what you need to understand. You are the client. You set the terms, not them. A reasonable listing period is 90 days, 3 months. That gives the agent enough time to market the property. It's fair because they're investing in photography, staging, and advertising. But 3 months is also short enough that if things aren't working, you can move on. Some agents will push back. Ask them why. What exactly are they doing in month 5 that they can't do in month 3? Here's a pro tip. If an agent is confident in their ability, they should be comfortable with a shorter contract. If they're demanding 6 months or a year, they're either not confident or want to lock you in before you realize they're not doing their job. One seller in Florida said, "I'll do 90 days. If you're doing great, I'll happily renew, but I need to see results first." The house sold in 45 days. You're the boss. Act like it. Mistake number 5. Is now a good time to sell? If you ask a real estate agent this question, I can tell you exactly what they're going to say. Absolutely. Winter, great time. Spring, perfect time. Summer, excellent time. Fall, couldn't be better. You see the pattern? The answer is always yes, because agents need deals to make money. Here's the question you should actually ask. Is now a good time for me to sell? That's completely different. A good agent won't answer without understanding your situation. Where are you moving? Why are you selling? What's your timeline? The market doesn't matter if your life circumstances don't support selling. If you're going through a divorce, now might be right regardless of market conditions. If you got a job transfer, you don't have a choice. But if you're just thinking about selling because your neighbor got a great price, slow down. A good agent will have a real conversation. They'll ask about your goals. They might even tell you to wait if that's in your best interest. So don't ask if it's a good time to sell. Ask if it's a good time for you to sell. And if the agent answers without asking you questions, that's a red flag. Mistake number 6, just do whatever you think is best. You really like the agent, they came recommended. So when they start going through their marketing plan, you stop them. You know what? I trust you. Just do whatever you think is best. You're the expert. You think you're being easygoing? What you've actually done is given up all control. Here's what can happen. That agent might cut corners, use a cheaper photographer, skip the drone video, minimal online advertising, put a lockbox on the door, and let random agents wander through. Why? Because you gave them carte blanche. You didn't set expectations, so they'll do the minimum and hope the house sells. One seller told her agent to handle everything. The agent took iPhone photos, put it on MLS, and that was it. No professional photos, no staging, no open houses. When the seller asked why, the agent said, "You told me to do what I thought was best." Ask specific questions. What kind of photography will you use? Will there be drone footage? How will you market online? Will there be open houses? Then put it in writing. Get those promises in the listing agreement. Never assume. Always ask, always confirm. Mistake number 7, my absolute bottom line is, this is the biggest mistake, and it costs sellers the most money. You're discussing pricing strategy. You say, look, I need to walk away with at least $400,000 after closing costs. That's my bottom line. You think you're being helpful. What you've actually done is destroyed your negotiating position. Now the agent knows exactly what you'll accept. So when offers come in, they're not fighting for every dollar. They know you'll settle for $400,000, so why push for $420,000? And some agents will communicate this to the buyer's agent through subtle signals during negotiations. One seller revealed her bottom line, $375,000. The house was listed at $400,000. An offer came in at $360,000. The agent barely countered. They settled at $378,000. That seller never knew the agent might have gotten $400,000 or more. Don't reveal it up front. Build rapport first. List the house. Start getting offers. Then, when you're deep in negotiations and trust your agent, Have that detailed conversation. A good agent fights for top dollar regardless of what you'll accept. Remember, once you say that number out loud, you can't take it back. Mistake number 8. We don't need to stage the house. A lot of homeowners say this with confidence. We don't need to stage. The house looks fine, but here's the truth that almost no one tells you. What looks fine to you does not look fine online. And in today's real estate market, buyers don't walk into your house first. They walk into your photos first. And if those photos don't instantly grab them, they're gone. They scroll right past your listing without even opening it. One homeowner in Colorado skipped staging because she thought her furniture felt warm and homey. In person, maybe it did. But in photos, the rooms looked smaller, darker, and outdated. The home sat for 52 days with almost no showings. She finally agreed to stage it, and the very same week, it sold for $12,000 more than the previous offers. Staging works for a reason. It's not about hiding flaws. It's about controlling the buyer's first impression. Professional stagers know exactly how to make a room look bigger, brighter, cleaner, and more modern. They understand color, lighting, furniture placement, and how the human brain reacts to space. And here's the part most sellers don't realize. A staged home doesn't just look better. It sells faster and for more money. Multiple national studies show staged homes sell for 6% to 11% more on average. On a $600,000 home, that's $36,000 to $66,000 in additional value. So when someone says, we don't need staging, what they're really saying is, I'm okay leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Staging isn't an expense, it's an investment. And in a competitive market, it's one of the easiest ways to separate your listing from every other home on the block. Bottom line, if you want top dollar, don't skip staging. The buyers will notice, and so will your bank account. Closing. So there you have it. 8 things you should never tell your real estate agent. Look, I'm not trying to make you paranoid. Most agents are honest, hardworking professionals who genuinely want the best for their clients. But some aren't, and you need to protect yourself. The key is this: be informed, be strategic, and remember that this is a business transaction. You're hiring someone to provide a service. You're paying them a lot of money to do it. So you have every right to ask questions, set expectations, and hold them accountable. Interview multiple agents. Don't reveal your hand too early. Set clear terms in your listing agreement. And most importantly, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Your home is likely your biggest asset. Don't let a careless comment cost you thousands of dollars. Be smart, be cautious, and protect yourself. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever made one of these mistakes? Or do you have other tips for working with real estate agents? Share your experience below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.